Lee, you're in the office.
In the office. Woo.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the new spacious.
First time. First time being in this building this year.
Do you like your new desk?
I do.
Double the space.
Double
the space.
Fill it up like, but yeah, it's very nice.
So we just had sprint planning for the week. What we doing this week? You're doing hexceed stuff.
Yeah, just more hexceed stuff. Got to get as many levels done as I can, because you're going to get it done in time for the release next week. So again, more than this week. Is it this week or next week that's coming out?
It's next week.
That's all.
Yeah. Just get as
much.
much of the next hexceed DLC done
Yeah,
as possible.
We don't want to be as close to the line as we have been for the past couple of DLCs. So if we get it done faster, that'll be great. Obviously today will just be the YouTube video. Yeah, that's going to be my week. Pretty straightforward.
For me, I'll be continuing on with controller support. I've got a couple of bugs to fix that I didn't manage to fix last week. And then other than that, I need to make this main menu interactable with controllers, because right now nothing happens. So yeah, a couple more things to do with that, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
I don't know what else there is to do apart from controller support.
I don't know.
Work out how to get a PEGI rating. Okay, so I've been making some more progress with these Joy-Con controls. Yeah, so I handed it over to Lee earlier, and he was giving it a test out and see how it feels. He seemed quite like the way it works, but he had a couple of improvements. So this snapping between like the next hex, it used to be that it would snap back to the hex that you're on, but I've removed that now, so it has to move to the next hex. So it just means that flicking between hexes is just a little bit nicer now. I've also adjusted like the speed of the movement as well, so the movement is much slower now. But yeah, we're quite pleased with this now, so I'm going to move on and have a look at zooming in and out, which is something you can't do unless you pinch zoom. Okay, so more stuff for control support is in the game. We've got this little dot now that's now on the main menu screen, so you can actually use it to select levels, which is nice. We've also added like left and right buttons to switch worlds, which is something that will be don't look at that error. It should be something that will be needed. And there's a few things that we'll still need to look into for this. So like switching worlds doesn't quite look like we want it to. So like the dot's always in the same place and whatnot. We'll have to like dynamically move that based on your progress, but it's good for the time being. Yeah, we've also made some more improvements to the actual like in-game workflow as well. So one thing that you'll notice is the clue button works. So we've bound that to Y just for the time being. It seems fine enough. You can now zoom in and out using the same buttons as selecting world. So any of the left and the ZL buttons zooms out, and then the R and RZ buttons zoom in. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. I managed to fix the little glitch as well that would sometimes happen if you press the hex. But anyway, it's all fixed. It's all good. It's all good. Morning, Rob.
Morning, Lee.
It's Tuesday. Just had a quick stand up. Should be a pretty straightforward day for both of us, I reckon.
Yeah.
For me, it's just gonna be more of hexceed. Made a start yesterday. Made some good progress. Did recording yesterday, but got 10 levels done. Just gonna be making more of those. Get as many as I can done. And what about you, Rob? What are you gonna do? Yeah, so I'll be doing more Switch controller stuff. I'm going to have a look at replacing the dot we've got with some actual art to make it look nicer. Hopefully animate it, make it like pulse or something. So, art stuff.
It's just pro lunch. I've just done another 5 levels for the world here. I've pushed to the build. Decent progress. I'm going to take a quick break from level building before I hit my lunch and just get the Patreon poll up and going. I thought we'd get this out a bit earlier, and this is the poll where the Patreons can vote for what's coming next in Controlling Pixels.
Yeah, so I'm getting on with this art pass. We've sort of made this, I don't know what you call it, like sort of like selector art thing. It's got little borders around it. We're still not sure about it. It does look a lot better than the dot, and it's much more readable because it's not actually covering up the hex that you're looking at. It's quite good, and the little gaps around the edges let you see where walls are and stuff as well. There's still a few issues with it, particularly with the way it lines up on certain types of hexes. So you see like this white hex here, it looks like it's too low, whereas if you go on the grey one, it looks like it's too high. Yeah, so I need to fiddle around with that. And we're not 100% sure on the art as well, but we're gonna have a go at animating it now, just to give it a bit more movement and see what that's like. Hey, it's looking miles better now. So I redid the art, so now it's got this like little border to it, similar to what we did when we first started, but just made the border a bit thicker. It's animated now, so you can see it's slowly pulsing in and out. When you move, it gets bigger. It just sort of covers up the snapping to the nearest hex a little bit. It just makes it feel a bit nicer. When you press a hex in, it goes down with it, which makes it quite satisfying. Quite happy with the way this turned out, actually. Lee, it's Music Wednesday! See, you got the radio on there.
I know. Speaker ready?
What are you doing?
Yeah, there's more level building. I was saying pretty much at the halfway point now. So 10 more levels and I'll be halfway done with making levels. Yeah, just gonna be plodding on, get as many done as I can. Finished on 22 levels yesterday. See if we can get about the same amount. And be very good progress. We're getting close to done.
Yeah, it's good, but we're like ahead of schedule compared to where we normally are, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I'm going to continue on with control support for the Switch. There's a few bugs I need to fix, but mainly, yeah, I'm just going to be mainly focused on fixing those bugs, and then hopefully I'll get a chance to actually start like getting the controller to interact with the UI. But I don't know how that's going to work at all. I don't know. So. Okay, so I've been working with this cursor thing a bit more. So the bugs I was talking about earlier were mainly to do with when you finish a level and when you're in the main menu and you're switching between worlds. So when you finish a level, I managed to fix that. Basically what was happening was, that's the wrong button. Was the cursor was basically stopping that little time lapse from happening. And something similar was happening in the main menu. So the main menu time lapse just wasn't working at all. It was just stopping it from happening. So I managed to fix that pretty much now as well. It works quite well, so it snaps straight to the most right level, I think. That's the way it works. But I could progress. I'm just gonna move on to actually working out how to get it to work with the UI now, which I don't know how I'm gonna go about, since Unity's built-in stuff works with the input system, and this isn't the input system I'm using the Switch SDK stuff, so might be a difficult one, this.
Yeah, it's past lunchtime now, it's getting to 2 o'clock. Just a quick update. You can see here, got them halfway there, 55 levels now, and yeah, decent progress. Should be done by the end of the week if we stick on this track.
You done, Lee, you done. Yes, I've been doing some research on like Unity's controller navigation stuff, which basically just lets you select, so like music, and then if you press down on the analog stick, then the selection will move over to sound effects and so on and stuff. Just lets you navigate menus using controllers, but since I'm using the Switch stuff, Switch SDK stuff, I think I'm gonna have to write my own version. I don't think I can just plug in the Switch input into that system. I think it's all integrated, so it's gonna be a bit of a pain to do that. I'm gonna have to have a really good think about how to do that as well. There's a few things that I think I can take care of before I start work on that. So at the moment, all of this UI stuff, there's no visuals for what happens when it's selected, apart from these buttons at the top. That's a bit of a hack. Oh, don't do that. That breaks the game. Don't do that, because it can't receive any input. Oh no! Oh no!
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Yes, just had a stand up. You see Rob's got a new fancy stand for the Switch. Looks more professional. Easier to work on, I imagine, hopefully.
Yeah, kept getting glare from the lights in the ceiling, so.
Yeah, should be good.
New fan as well.
Oh, it's getting warm in here, but it's just not as bad as the other office. Yeah, we just had a stand up. My day's going to be more level building. Got 28 done left yesterday. There's only 40 left to do, which hopefully get done by the end of the week, and then that'll be pretty much ready to go. Obviously still smaller tasks, but that'll be after the levels are done. But yeah, what you can be doing as well?
Yeah, so yesterday I had a big think about how I'm going to handle the controller UI stuff. I think I know what I'm going to do. Basically just going to try and get the backbone of it working today, and then hopefully work on actually making it look nice tomorrow. So hopefully just UI with controllers. We're going to have that working by the end of the week. That's the plan anyway. Yes, I've been trying to replace Unity's sort of like controller navigation stuff. So most of the time, if you wanted to input, add like controller input to like navigating UIs and stuff, you'd use Unity's. Well, it's just built into the UI elements of Unity, and you got this nice like little automatically generated workflow. Like these arrows are sort of demonstrate if you press up on this button, then it'll take you to that button and whatnot. So what I'm trying to do is replicate that sort of link. It's not going to be as advanced, but I've made some good progress. So now on every button, you've got some settings that basically describe if the up button is pressed while this is selected, what do you go to? And yeah, I think it's been working quite well. So I've had to manually do this for all of the elements in the game. Yeah, all of the sliders and the toggles and stuff. So I think I've got that working. There's no visualization yet, but yeah, I've got this red square that goes next to the thing that my script thinks is selected. So it's at the top bar there. You can see like I'm pressing that button and it's going around. And if I press down, it goes down the audio list and goes back up. Switch to controls, it does the same there. It's not actually selecting those things because what we would want it to do in this scenario is we would want the UI to scroll down with what you've got selected, but need to work on that. There's a few cases that still need fixing. So like if you do switch between tabs and you've got like, say I had like the sound effects selected here and I switched to the game tab, it still thinks that the sound effects slider is still selected. So there's a few things I need to handle with that. Yeah, I need to get all the button presses that I've worked on previously working with this as well. Because I've noticed a few bugs just while I've been adding this. So I've got like settings menu open now, and I press the button to change world, and the world changes and it closes the menu. I'm not sure that's what we want. What we probably want is if we've got the settings menu open and you press like the left button there, you'd want it to change which tab you've got open, so go from game to controls. So there's a few things like that, and we want like B to close the settings menu and things like that. Yeah, so I just spent a couple of hours improving some of the controls, make a bit more what you would expect. So we've still got the pressing the tabs to change the world. It is a bit laggy that, isn't it? I wonder why that is. Yeah, it's not great. But now when you press plus to get into the settings menu, you can press the tabs to swap between the various tabs in the settings menu as well, which is great. And now you can press B to go back as well. So I've just been working on that, making the workflow a bit better. There's still more work to do in that area, so yeah, I'm not expecting I'll be able to start on the visualization stuff tomorrow, but we're getting there.
Yeah, it's just past 6 o'clock. I'm about to clock out as well. It's been a pretty productive day. Been no updates because it's just been the same thing all day. Just in the past few days as well. But yeah, quite a lot of progress, as I said. That's 95 levels done in total now. There's only 15 levels left to go. Those do include, as you can see here, the milestones. Those are the larger levels, so they will take a bit longer to make. But since we're making on average about 20 to 25 levels a day, should be fine. Because it'll be 10 normal levels and then 5 large levels. Should easily fit into the workload tomorrow. And then if that is done, that'll be the pack completely done by the end of the week, which is really good going.
Lee, it's Friday! You got the Friday energy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm coffee. So good.
What are you doing?
Yeah, so it's just past 10:30 for our stand up. Just been finishing with hexceed. So hopefully, just over 13 levels left to do, including the finale levels. But I should get that done today. And yeah, that'll be the hexceed level, or the hexceed world, completely done, ready to go.
Good stuff. A week ahead of schedule, hopefully.
Finally on schedule.
Hi.
Obviously, YouTube's going live in a bit as well. That's not much of a task. Yeah. What are you?
Yeah, so I'm going to be continuing on with the controller support. I think the main thing I'm going to be doing today is trying to get this the A button to actually like press in a button when you like selected when you selected a button. You press A to actually press the button in. I think that's what I'm going to try and do. And it's another one of those things. I don't have a clue to do it, Lee. I don't know. But yeah, we should probably put up the whiteboard today as well, because it's just sitting there on the floor, quite depressing. So I might do that as well.
It's a little bit after lunch now, and I've just finished up all of these small levels. I'm going to quickly change the colour gradient, make it look a bit more drastic of a change. But yeah, you do all that stuff now with the milestone levels, so I'll just get them done now, and then that'll be the DLC finished up.
Yeah, so it's the afternoon now, just been adding some controls for the settings. Yeah, so first thing to notice is the controls menu. I've swapped that out for the controls pop-up you get at the start when you first launch the game. These images need to be swapped out with the Switch controls, but the remindable keys aren't showing up on Switch now, which is the key thing, since I don't think we can support it really. Yeah, so that's one thing. Another thing is I've managed to get the controls to work with sliders and the toggle buttons now. So now if I have one of the sliders selected and I go left and right on the Joy-Con, it goes up and down in like 5% increments, I think. And it works with like, if I hold it as well, it sort of like pauses and then continues on, just like you should expect. Same for all of these. You can't see the amount changing, but I do promise it is gone up by 5%. Yeah, and I've also got toggles working as well, so if you just press A while you've got a toggle selected, it works as well. It's a bit of a pain to sort of like, when you press A in, you want it to go sort of like as that press colour, so it like changes to a slightly darker colour when it's pressed in, and then when you release it switches the value. That was a bit of a faff, but I've got that working. I think the only thing left, well, the only thing I was planning to do today was get these buttons working at the top now. It's going to be a bit of a faff because the way I've done them, there's quite a few different types of buttons throughout the game, and ideally I want it to support all buttons, not just these. It's time for your weekly sea monkeys. Just a quick update before we all wrap up. Yeah, I've finally got the buttons working, so you're probably difficult to see, but when you hover over a button, it sort of presses in a little bit. Probably difficult to see with this red graphic that I've got on. So that's the thing I've done. I've sorted out this red square and I've made it actually match up to exactly what you're hovering on. So it works for the sliders and the toggles and stuff, which is great. So next week I'll be replacing this with this red box with like something a bit prettier. But yeah, we're almost there. Lee, you've done it.
It's finished.
You've done it.
It's all done.
Yeah, so this week, yeah, you basically managed to do the whole DLC.
Yeah, I started on Monday and then averaged about 25 levels a day, and that was done.
Good stuff. Yeah, you're back in the office this week as well. That's something that's happened. Probably related, those two things.
More like
More productive without me so pestering you.
So yeah, record time for getting the DLC done. I think that's the fastest anything been done. So it's pretty good. Hopefully that's a standard we can set on forward, but never know. Touch wood.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. And that's literally my week. Obviously, YouTube video on Monday, that's out. But other than that, just been level building.
Yeah, fair. You've put out the questionnaire for the Patreon, so next week that expires on Monday, right? So Monday we'll know what the next Colour and Pixels DLC is.
Yeah, by the end of Monday. So give them a full week to make the votes, and then also do the YouTube video for on Monday.
Hopefully it's one you have to put work into, because the next hexceed DLC we need a new mechanic for, and there isn't one yet. So hopefully it's not one that, like, if it's the Landmarks 2 book, we've done that. So hopefully it won't be that, but we'll see.
Should be right.
Yeah. So for me, the whole game is playable with the controller now, and all of the UI works with the controller as well. The only thing that's left to do for that, I think, is make it so you can actually see what you're selecting, which I've just broken at the moment. Yeah, and then a few more Switch-related stuff. So we need to make it so like the menus have got like a little section saying these are the buttons to press to go to various bits of menu, like credits and whatnot. And then I guess work out how to Nintendo eShop.
Yeah, how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. That'll be fun. But yeah, really happy that's like over and done with.
Yeah,
pretty much.
quick as well.
Yeah, so we just need to run the auto test all scene, make sure there's no
Human error, essentially.
any problems with it. But yeah, other than that, thanks to the people on Discord
Yeah.
and the patrons, and
Everyone watching the video.
and you, the viewer.
What was that?
I'm great at this.